Good morning, listeners. Today is Thursday, July 18th, 2019, and this is the Morning 4 podcast. I'm your host, Katie Parsons, and I'm really excited you're here with me this Thursday morning. Here's what we've got going on today. I've got some more facts on Apollo 11. I've got some information on World Emoji Day and a feel-good news story that has to do with cupcakes, and then, of course, your Thursday affirmation. So I hope you'll stick around for that. And as always, thanks for making the Morning 4 part of your morning routine. And if you love listening to the Morning 4, be sure that you share it with your friends or maybe even strangers. Put it on a social media account. Share one of your favorite links to one of your favorite episodes on Twitter, or even give us a review on Facebook or a thumbs up on YouTube. Any way that you share this morning dose of positivity works for me. So thanks again, and let's get this Thursday started with
Number 1.
So this week I'm commemorating the 50th anniversary of the Apollo 11 landing by looking at some fun trivia surrounding it and what has happened in the years since. So today I want to talk about something that tends to come up when the moon landing is mentioned, and that's those conspiracy theories. And there are definitely plenty of them that surround the moon, some of which include that no one ever actually landed on the moon, that the whole thing was staged in some, studio somewhere. Now, I personally am a believer that the moon landing really did happen, but for the sake of the doubters, I researched a few of the more common conspiracies to try to debunk those here. So here's one. Some people argue that the first moon landing was staged because no stars are visible in any of those pictures that are taken. Of course, people who understand high-powered cameras explain that this happens because the astronauts were using cameras with high shutter speeds and not long enough to capture the faint light of faraway stars. The moon landing also happened to occur during a lunar morning, so the sun was likely shining too brightly for the stars to be visible. There's no wind on the moon, so some other conspiracy theorists are adamant that the American flag shouldn't have been flapping when it was stuck in the ground on the moon. But flapping is probably too strong a word. The flag is only seen moving in the footage just after the astronaut places it on the surface. Experts have pointed out that the flag does not move unless directly touched, and it takes a long time to settle due to there being no atmosphere. These are just a few of those conspiracy theories out there. I'm sure you've heard more, and maybe I'll even share a few more tomorrow. If you have some you want to share with me, go ahead and put them in the comments or email those to me. My email address is, as always, in the show notes.
Number 2.
This week also commemorates World Emoji Day. Now, I did remind you of this holiday last year, but since I doubt that any of you actually wrote it down and I forgot until I was Googling, I decided I'd share it again. So I want to know, what's your favorite emoji? Mine is probably the shrugging girl in the purple shirt, or the sunshine. And of course, I like a good old-fashioned red heart sometimes when properly placed in a text. There are hundreds of emojis, and more are being introduced all the time. In 2019, 230 new emojis will be rolled out on different digital platforms. I saw an article that said a flamingo is coming, and I will definitely be testing that one out. And coming soon to a text near you, the flamingo. So happy World Emoji Day and World Emoji Week. Celebrate by sending a few texts or social media messages today.
Number 3.
Today's feel-good news story is sourced from the Washington Post. At the age of 11, Michael Platt founded his own bakery with a pretty sweet mission. For every cupcake, cake, or cookie that he sells, he donates another one to those who are homeless or hungry. And twice a month, he heads to locations, including domestic violence shelters and transitional housing, to pass out those goodies. So in a month, he sells about 75 cupcakes, along with about a dozen cookies and a dozen chef choice items. So he ends up making another 100 treats that he gives away. Michael says he especially appreciates giving one of his homemade treats to the children he meets. And even though some people may see dessert as a non-essential thing, Michael says he doesn't see it that way. He sees it as an act of kindness that can spread positive intent while meeting a physical hunger need. This is an awesome young man, and I have a link to his Facebook page where you can order or just donate money in today's show notes.
Number 4.
So let's follow Michael's lead and share some kindness today in our own unique way. Repeat after me. No one defines me. I write my own story moment by moment. So go out and write a wonderful story today, and I'll see you back here again tomorrow.